Hi guys, trust you all are doing good today. Thank you guys for joining me on today's video. Thank you for clicking this particular video to watch. I'm really grateful. So today I just want to share 7 things that I think that every couple should discuss before going into marriage, right? So once you're engaged, you're about to get married, these are things that I feel like can help you guys, to set the right expectation when going into the marriage. Okay, so I'll just be highlighting them very quickly. I don't want this video to be too long, so please come along with me. Okay. So the first thing that I believe that every intending couple needs to talk about or needs to know basically is their values. Okay, what are their values about life? What are their thoughts about marriage? What are their religion? What are some of the things that drives them? What are the things that inspires them, right? Understanding those values can also help you to know who they are at the core, of themselves, right? And will help you to be able to make an informed decision about who that person is. So the values is very important. What's their take on God? What's their take on Christianity? Religion. All those things are very important, and are things that I believe that you need to talk about. The second thing that I believe that couples need to talk about is aspirations. Okay, what are your career goals? What are your career aspirations? What are the things that you want to achieve? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? What are the kind of things that you are working towards as an individual in terms of your personal development? Understanding their career path to and their journey. Because I've seen people who got married to a doctor or lawyer, and then eventually the person says, oh, my calling is actually in art. I want to start making movies, or I want to become an actor, or I want to become a musician. How are you going to feel about that, right? So it's very important to have those conversations so it does not become a shocker to you, right? That no, I did not marry a musician, or I married a lawyer. Where is music coming from? So it's very good to have those kind of conversations. Know what their passions are. What are the things that they enjoy? Do you enjoy? It will give you an idea, of who this person is, and where they are headed in their life, basically. Very important, so that you don't have shockers. The next thing I'll talk about is money. I've heard a lot of stories about couples and marriages that have peculiar issues, especially when it comes to money, right? And it's something that a lot of people gloss over and people barely talk about, but it is of utmost importance. Even myself, being married for as long as I have, I've also learned that talking about money is very important before you even get married. It's good you talk about it, right? Have an idea of what the person's spending pattern is like. Are they savers or are they spenders, right? Do you guys intend to pool your funds together? Do you guys intend to have separate accounts? Do you guys want to work on projects together, or do you want to divide the responsibilities in the home? It is very important to talk about it. Don't assume. Assumption, they say, is the lowest form of knowledge. There are some families where you see the husband giving the wife money for food and everything like that every month on a monthly basis. There are some families that it doesn't happen like that. You need to talk about it, because you are coming from a different background. The person is also coming from a different background. The way they see things, the way they handle things might be different. So talk about it. Know if this person is a spender or this person is a saver. Agree on how you guys want to have your savings plans. Do you guys want to invest? What kind of investments do you guys want to have in future? Do you want to invest in properties? Do you want to buy land? Do you want to buy shares? These are very important things that you need to talk about before you get married. Because if you go into marriage assuming, and the person is not meeting up to that expectation that you have, then it becomes a problem, right? And then you start thinking and start wondering. And for some people that internalize, it might be difficult for them to even express themselves. And for those that are expressive, it turns into a fight, right? So it's good to talk about this thing, so you know what to expect. You know how you guys will handle this thing by the time you get into marriage. I've seen couples that have had issues because of money. Oh my God, serious issues that was almost on the verge of breaking the marriage. So it's very important that you talk about these things. Okay, don't take it for granted at all. Very key. Talk about how you want to split bills. Who is going to handle school fees? Who is going to handle rent? Who is going to handle feeding? Who is going to handle? Talk about it. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too insignificant to talk about. Of course, when you now get married, though, there's room for tweaking. Of course, based on the situations and circumstances. Of course, things might need to change. You might need to shift here and there. Somebody might need to support here. Somebody might need to support here. But at least you have a basic understanding of how both of you are in terms of your finances. Who is going to handle the savings, and all that. So it's very important to talk about these things. Very important. Another thing that couples need to talk about is love language. You need to understand your partner's love language, okay? Understand how exactly they want to be loved, how exactly they feel loved. Like I said, don't assume. A lot of people tend to use their own love languages to judge. Oh, I love acts of service and quality time. Once I'm able to do that for my partner, then my partner should feel loved. The answer might be no. They probably might not feel loved, right? For them, it might be that they want you to say sweet words to them, or they want you to touch them, right? So you need to know what the person's love language is, right? Apology language too is very important. Talk about these things, have an idea, okay, of okay, when XYZ kind of thing happens, this and this and this are the kind of things that I would like you to do that will help me to better manage the situation, okay? So understand their love language, understand their apology language. Then conflict resolution is another thing that I believe that couples also need to talk about, understanding how you intend to manage it. I did a video recently about 5 things that can help to improve effective communication, and I spoke about strategies, right? It's very important for couples to have strategies that they put in place that can help them, to how do I put it now, to handle those situations when they occur, because the truth is conflict is going to come, fight is going to come, it's going to happen, right? So having a strategy in place can definitely help you to better manage it. Do we want to deal with the issue as it is hot? Do we want to deal with the issue after everybody has cooled down? And also remember that temperament is also key. It comes into play as well. Somebody might be, as it is hot kind of person, the other person might not necessarily be. So you need to be able to strike that balance between both yourselves, right? So that at the end of the day you can reach an amicable resolution, and then there can be genuine peace. Okay, there can be genuine peace. So conflict resolution is very important, and it's something that you need to talk about, because once there is a crack in the wall, it is very easy for the enemy to come in and take advantage, right? So try the best that you can to resolve your issues on time and have a strategy around how you intend to do it. And both of you need to be willing to put in that work, to put in the effort to actually make it work, okay? It cannot just be on one person. Very important. Now, the final thing I just want to touch on is about home life, right? How do we want, in terms of home, now I'm talking about the family that you are building. So taking care of the home comes with a lot of responsibilities, right? So first things you need to talk about is, okay, children. How many children do we want to have? Very, very important. Talk about it and have a plan, right? Because the way the economy is going these days, you cannot just be born. You need to have a plan around that. Secondly, how do we want to handle in-laws, right? How do we want to handle in-laws? How are we going to set boundaries around that, right? Are they free to come? Are they not free to come? How do we want to manage that? Then the last thing I'll talk about is the upkeep of the home as well. Generally, especially in our African society, right, it is said that it's the woman's responsibility to take care of our home, right? Which of course agreed. However, there are some communal chores, right, that is expected for both couples to be able to handle. Now, if you're going to have a house help, talk about it. If you're not going to have a house help, how do you want to share the chores? How do you want to split the responsibilities to make sure that the home is functioning properly and effectively, right? So those things are important. There are some homes I know where the wife is the one that cooks, the husband is the one that clears the dishes at the end of dinner or at the end of any meal, right? So husband taking out the trash, wife sweeping, husband washing the bath. That's for homes when they don't have a helper, right? And then if it's a situation where the husband is busy and might not have the time, then the wife will have to pick up the slack. Like I said, the moment you get married, there will definitely be a need for you to tweak one or two things. Some of these things that you guys might have even discussed might change in the course of the marriage, but at least you have a base, you have an idea, you have an understanding. So when your partner is telling you something, you can you can put 2 and 2 together and say, okay, I understand where they are coming from. And also another thing is you need to be flexible enough, you need to be open enough to welcome change as well. So yes, you might have discussed all these things that I've mentioned. You might have agreed on 1 or 2 things. Remember, everything might not necessarily be set in stone. The reason for you having this conversation is so you can have an idea and you guys can set expectation together. So you don't go into that marriage expecting certain thing that might never come, right? That might never come. So it gives you an idea of, okay, this is where my partner's head is at, this is what my partner is thinking, and these are some of the things that I believe can help us to actually do better and improve in our relationship, right? So yeah, So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope I didn't rush too much in this video, because I honestly don't want this video to be too long at all. But I just wanted to quickly touch on those things, because I've come to realize that, you know, marriage is is a unique journey, you know, that you go into with this person. And of course, as ordained by God, it is to death do you part, right? So it's very good that before you get into the marriage, you plan. It's just like you're going into a project, or you want to do a project, for example. You can have a plan. It helps you, it gives you like an idea, a structure of what exactly it is that you're working towards. And then when you get there, of course, you can now fine tune as required. You can fine tune as required, but it helps you to even better understand your partner and understand where their head is at, right? So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much. Thank you guys for watching up until now. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You can share this video to anybody that you think it might actually be useful to, or anybody that you think might pick a thing or two from it. Okay. And for the intending couples that are watching this video, I wish you guys all the best. I pray that God will bless your home and will bless your marriage, and you know, your union will be fruitful. You and your partner will be friends and be able to build the solid, a solid foundation, a solid home, right, which is based on Jesus Christ. So I pray that God will continue to help us all. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and be a part of the family. Okay, there are other videos on the channel as well, so please feel free to watch and be a part of the family. Thank you guys so very much. I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Bye.